Next up, we're talking about the video here will be on methods of training. Okay, so you actually learn about the total of the 6 training methods. Okay, in which supplement to the principles and FITT and SOPR that you learned just now. Okay, knowing the methods of training will help you even better to come up with a training program by the end of this lesson. Alright. So, okay, first one actually what you need to do is you know the concept of the idea of maximum heart rate. Okay, so I'm sure most of you who have heard about the maximum heart rate, how do you usually predict or calculate the maximum heart rate? This is a predicted one, so I mean the actual one can be slightly higher, alright, or slightly lower as well, right? So the maximum heart rate basically is 220 minus your age. So for example, this year you are 15 or 16 years old, then a good guideline was that the maximum heart rate will be about 204 or 205, right? So this information sometimes it can help you to work out training. Sometimes if you're working at you want to work at 90% intensity, so 90% is maybe means about 90. Your heart rate should be about maybe for example you're 20 years old, then the maximum heart rate is 200. You should be working at 180, right, for the heart rate, right? So you should be working at 90% of your maximum heart rate, 90% of your maximum heart rate, right? So important information is that your body can work aerobically or anaerobically. So what's the difference between the two? Aerobically means that I'm sure all of your bio students is in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobically in the absence of oxygen mainly. So different sports require different energy systems, different aerobic levels of aerobic and anaerobic systems. So for example, if you are maybe a cross-country runner, you are training for 5 km distance. So would that be aerobic and anaerobic? To a extent, yeah, you can also argue that you might need both, but a lot more focusing on aerobic, right? But if a 100-meter sprinter or maybe a 50-meter swimmer or the short putt thrower, okay, then a lot more anaerobic training will be needed for you, okay? So different sports require different levels, therefore you can see it. That's why different sports must train different ways, and it's good for you to know the different training zone in order for you to train the appropriate manner for your sport. So you need to know what are the aerobic training zone and the anaerobic training zone, right? So here, let me help you to interpret the chart. Okay, so this is the heart rate beat per minute. So for example, if I'm 20 years old and I'm training at maybe 120, if I train to the extent where my heartbeat is 120 beats per minute, then I'm still at 60%, right, of max threshold, right? But let's say if I'm 40 years old and I'm training at 120, right, and then in this range, right, okay, I'm already in my so-called aerobic training zone, right? So aerobic threshold, aerobic training zone. The next one will be like the heart rate for aerobic and anaerobic zone, training zone. And the next one will be anaerobic, followed by the danger zone. So danger zone means you're very, very close to maximum heart rate. So it's very, it's like your car is really going at full speed already, right? So depending on fitness level, so sometimes reaching 85 to 90% of your maximum heart rate, that's already good enough, right? Okay, so to improve aerobic fitness, your training zone should be about 70 to 85%. Okay, so you can actually basically calculate your maximum heart rate, and from there using it as a 100% percentage base, work out the heart rate that you need to improve or train in that aerobic fitness zone. How about, okay, so aerobic as well, you can see maximum heart rate. So let's say for example, if you're 16 years old, 220 minus 16, okay, 15 if you're JH3, so 70% that will be 143 beats per minute. Okay, the upper level of the training zone, that will be about 85%, which is 174. So basically it's about 143, 174. So if in this zone, you know you're in the aerobic training zone. I mean, good if you are doing aerobic training lah. Okay, now your turn. Alright, so you see, try to work out if you can and work out the anaerobic training zone. So just give you a while, let me see if you can calculate this 85 to 90, right? So I hope you have done your calculation. So very quickly you can see, okay, 204, that will be your maximum heart rate, 85% will be 174, 90% will be 184. So the correct answer will be 174 to 184 beats per minute. Right, methods of training, okay, there are generally a total of 6 methods so far. Maybe there are also a lot more coming. Some Some nowadays they're coming things like CrossFit or kind of cross training and a lot more ideas. So, but in general, there are the 6 types of training, the 6 orthodox type. Okay, they are used in general exercise programs or in preparation for specific activities, right? So a lot of them, the coaches, teachers, they use this to, you notice that in your day-to-day PE lessons or your sports CCA training, the teachers are actually using this to come up with the program that you all will do actually for the day. So first one is just continuous training, followed by circuit. We actually go on to explain what this mean later on. Fartlek, interval, weight training, followed by plyometrics. Alright, continuous training means that we really work on a method of training such that you're going on without stopping, right? It can be a low intensity, because if high intensity, you usually have to stop and rest, right? So it could be something like a long run, a long 20-minute run, could be like training for road run. So just ask you to go slow but not stop, and mainly is to work on muscular endurance, cardiovascular capacity, right? So we go from long intensity, long duration, but no rest. Yeah, of course, this one you really have to involve your larger muscle groups, because the larger muscle groups are the one that can sustain a longer, prolonged activity, right? To improve endurance, so things like swimming, cardio activities, cycling, running, biking, okay? So continuous training, low because it's low intensity. The training intensity should be about 60 to 85% also. So that is continuous, right? So sometimes think about it, when do you need to do things like continuous training? So it could be while we're training for road run, right? Or training for cross country run, so 60 to 85%, right? So for successful continuous training, heart rate must remain within this. Second one, it will be circuit training, right? So if it's a matter of training, circuit training mainly means that actually you going from, usually involve like circuit. It's really like a circuit. So you're going from station to station. Alright, so like we go in a circle, for example, maybe you go to involve a series of exercise or activities. So common could maybe example could be just we do circuit training today. So you go to the first station, you do 20 sit-ups, and you do the next station, you do 10 pull-ups, and then go next station and you do maybe 10 jumping jacks, and then you go to the last station and you do maybe like 20 skipping ropes, that kind. So you move from station to station and you work on different activities, right? So sometimes circuit training, in a sense, it works. There's a lot of activities, right? Because if you do the same one, then it doesn't become meaningful or as varied. Sometimes they also could work on different muscle groups. So I could be asking you to go to the gym and then say we can do maybe 5 different stations. One shoulder press, work on the shoulders. Okay, one bench press to work on the chest. One legs pull down to work on the back. One leg press or squats to work on the legs. And one sit-ups to work on the core or plank, right? So 5 different stations, 1 minute each. So you go one round and then you work on different muscle groups, right? So while working on these multiple muscle groups, now you're doing your chest now, then you're going to do the back, and it also gives you time for your specific worked muscle group to recover, right? So between work and recovery, so you can see different muscle groups, the exercises are arranged, the muscle groups are alternate, right? So to allow for lactic acid. So when you're working, the lactic acid build up, right? So you need to allow for them to recover, right? So the third one will be interval training. I'm sure a lot of you will have done this by now. When you're training for 2.4 on your sports CCA, teacher will tell something, let's run maybe 4 sets of, like for my class I always tell them, run 4 sets of 400 meter, then followed by 5 sets. 400 meter, our ratio is 1:1 rest time. So you run 400 meter, you rest for maybe 1 minute 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and you do again. So mainly involves alternating between fixed periods of exercise and fixed periods of rest. You exercise for a duration, you rest. Exercise for a duration, and you rest. So sometimes your teachers can vary the ratio of the work to rest time ratio, right? So it could be 25-second sprint, 25-meter sprint, 30-second rest. 25-meter sprint, 30-second rest, something like that. So we work, rest, work, rest, work, rest. And rest meaning is a complete rest, not active rest. Active rest means we're not asking you to jog. Okay, that's different. That's actually like more Fartlek, correct? Which we'll talk about later. It can be used for aerobic and anaerobic. Okay, so sometimes the work can be a very all-out, can be a very hard one, or it can be also a relaxed one, maybe a low intensity, 65 to 80%, right? So it's effective for sports team, effective for like for example training for a 2.4, right? And appropriate for like running and swimming, right? Okay, Fartlek really refers to speed play, right? So it's very similar to interval training, except that the intensity and pace of exercise are varied lah. So sometimes it could be let's jog 10 minutes, okay, walk 100 meter, then 50 meter sprint, then 2 meter rest. So it really means in Swedish it's called speed play. You're really playing with the speed, right? So it could be again good for exercises like swimming, running, cycling, where you are on the move continuously lah. So it's in a sense it's also like continuous training, but you're varying the intensity, okay, at all times. The fifth one will be for weight training. Alright, so weight training, I'm sure most of you have done this before. Right, it's primarily to use for to develop strength, right, gain resistance, to give you progression in your strength, right. Involves a series of exercises where you are carrying weights, carrying a certain poundage, and trains a specific muscle group in your body. Alright, so but also there's also different type of strengths that you do and targets different programs, right. So basically involve the overcoming of resistance or load, like load bearing exercises by use of a machine, or it can be free weight, such as you just taking your arm up, taking a dumbbell and doing bicep curls. Those are free weights. Okay, a weightlifter wishing to develop maximum strength. Okay, however, if I want to do maximum strength, gain maximum strength, of course I need to carry light or heavy. I need to carry heavy, right, and also low reps. Okay, compared to maybe someone else, maybe like a rower who want to develop endurance. Alright, then they will use low weights and higher reps. Okay, of course, we are talking already about the conventional training. We don't talk about different like off-season noise. Of course, maybe some people want to train strength, they want to go for lower reps, and a rower may also be end up doing strength. Okay, but this is more of in specificity type to the discipline that the athlete is in. If I'm a weightlifter, I want to train for maximum strength, I should be doing low reps, right, heavy weights. Like maybe runner, rower, okay, I train endurance, high reps but low weights. Okay, so example for strength, you can see 10 reps, 3 sets, right? But for maybe endurance will be like 20 reps, higher reps, right? Small load. Okay. It's so good for weight training. It does have a lot of benefits. So not only it increases your metabolism, increase of course your muscular strength, your endurance, of course muscular size. Also it's good for bone density. So maybe sometimes people, nowadays people suffer from osteoporosis. So weights also is believed to help to increase bone density, right? Okay, the last one will be actually plyometric. Plyometric will be the sixth type of training, 6 methods of training we're talking about. So let me show you. So you may have some prior experience with this while you're training, for example, like saying broad jump. Alright, so maybe your teacher may ask you, okay, let's jump up and down the stairs, or do a box jump while you're doing training for basketball. Okay, so the aim is to stretch and shorten your muscles quickly to produce a quick movement. Right, so it could be for jumps, for throws, or catching rebounds, or maybe catching a soccer ball, like for a goalkeeper, right? So this is what we call power training, right? Force over time, right? So force over time, so really is like applying your strength, right, over a quick period of time is really a power training, right? So common reason sometimes could be that if you didn't warm up enough, maybe sometimes you try to jump and you end up pulling your hamstring. Right? So it's very important that before you do any plyometrics, right, you need to do a proper warm-up, dynamic warm-up, right, so to speak, not static warm-up. Okay, so the next concept, so after I've gone through the 6 types of training, the next concept to maybe talk about be the VO2 Max. Okay, VO2 Max really means talks about the maximum oxygen consumption, right, the maximum oxygen uptake. Usually this really if I have a high VO2 Max, and usually the unit for measurement is in terms of liters per minute, like how many liters of oxygen I can take in per minute, or also can be relative of milliliters per kilogram per minute. Right, it can be relative. So because liters per minute does not include taking the weight of the participant into consideration. We can also talk about milliliters per kilogram per minute, and that will take into the weight. Right, so it really refers to the ability or the capacity of the participant to take up oxygen. So if you have a high VO2 max, then of course you are generally could be fitter because you are able to take up oxygen fast, right? And you know that oxygen is needed in order for you to run your aerobic energy system well, right? So it's also a very good measurement of cardiovascular fitness as well as your aerobic power. right? So I mean the average untrained male will have a VO2 max usually about 3.5 liters per minute and 45 milliliters, right? Kilograms per minute. Right? Female will be different, about 2 and 38. All right. So of course, some VO2 max to a certain extent actually can improve with training, can decrease with age. Okay, so I mean, certain extent is also a bit of genetic, right? So conditioning may improve or sometimes double, even double the VO2 max in some individuals, and some may not even improve. So it really depends on the type of training that you go through. Right, so some world-class athletes can even exceed like 75, right, 85. So you can see. Some of those who have actually trained, they even obtain a higher, as much as 88 or even 96 milliliters kilograms per minute, right? Compared to the average untrained male. Alright, so we have come to the end of all the lessons, and so this is the part where we need to work together in groups of 4 to 5. So you can choose your own. I'll leave it to your PE teacher, so teacher may be doing the choosing for you. We'll work in groups of 4 to 5. I need to select a spot from the following spots. Alright, and select any method of training. Design a training program for your selected spot. Alright, so just need to come, so you maybe focus on maybe something like, I'll work on strength today. Alright, and then the training program will be assessed on relevance, suitability, and effectiveness. So I need to work on the training. I need to work on how the training program that target to a specific maybe your sport, right? But try not to do the same. I mean, the whole class, if the whole class do basketball, then it's very boring. Okay, so try to do something that is maybe different. So each group, I mean, ideally in each class, each group should come up with something for a different sport. You can even do for NAFA, so it should be in a poster form, right? Right. This is the project work template. So you should write on your sport, who are the group members, right? The class, what's the target, what's the method of training, is it plyometrics, is it circuits, alright, what's the details of training program. So be as detailed as possible. You can even any diagram necessary. So I want you to do it in a poster form. So try not to do it just like a blank piece of paper, right? So I want you to type it out, make it look aesthetic, so that we want to print it out, right? Okay, so example, something like this, right? Target of members, class, preparation, method of training, details. Okay, so here you can see there's no diagram, so it's not very nice. Right, so I don't want it in this form, I want it in a poster form. So I'm going to do it in the form of a poster. You can use your iPad, you can use your mobile devices. Try to come up with a poster, alright, and